Hadejia Jamaare water basin, one of the critical sector in terms of providing water, especially to farmers along this water bank or base. We'd like to start by actually asking you about the issues and complaints made by some of the farmers farming along the basin of your water. So actually some people from Kogama local government of Jigawa state and Hadejia and some part of Kano state are recently complaining about the overflow of water as a result maybe of, as they allege that you have released the water without notifying them. So sir, how do you react to this?
Really, this is a very good question, and these are the types of questions that we have been receiving since the issue of flood started. One thing that I want to point out is that this flood is a nationwide flood because God has blessed this wet season with a lot of rains. So many areas are flooded. People are complaining that Hadejia Jamaare has released water and is flooding villages and farms. One thing that I want people to know is that rivers, when you block the way for water obviously will have to find its way when it comes. You just have to pass. We have rivers all over. The Hadejia Jamaare River Basin Development Authority is in charge of managing the waters in River Hadejia and River Jamaare. All along, we have been advising villagers and farmers that they should watch out. We don't want anybody to make any construction on the path of water. We don't want anybody to make any construction on the riverways. We have been warning on that. So recently, when this rains falls, people are complaining that Hadejia Jamaare released water and their farms, they are losing their crops, and some of them are losing their houses, and the water is taking over their villages. Yes, it is true that some farms are lost and villages are also lost, but these losses are not due to water from Hadejia Jamaare River Basin Development. Hadejia Jamaare rivers. Actually, the way Hadejia Jamaare operates is that we have dams, we have reservoirs, we have Chalawa Gorge Dam, and we have Tiga Dam and Ruankanya Reservoir. Water flows from rivers into the dams. Ruankanya supplies water to Tiga. Well, at the end of the day, the water from Ruankanya will flow into Tiga Dam. Tiga Dam gives Ruankanya, so what I mean, Chalawa Gorge Dam gives water to Tiga Dam. Tiga Dam gives water to Ruankanya. It is from Ruankanya Reservoir that farmers get their water. So with the result of these heavy rains, rivers flow into Chalawa Gorge Dam, and water flows from other rivers to Hadejia rivers. So and there is heavy force into the dams. So when all this combine together, they put pressure on the dams. Dams have their own spillways because water cannot continue going into the dam. The dam is filled up without water draining itself. Every dam, I want people to know the danger if water is not being taken care of in the dams. As I was saying, the inflows of water in the dams, when dams are filled, there should be spillways where water will have to drain out. If those spillways are blocked, the dams will be filled up. The water will exert pressure on the dam embankments. At the end of the day, embankments will crack. When water starts flowing out from the dams, the catastrophe will experience a serious catastrophe. For example, Tiga Dam alone, if we allow Tiga Dam without taking any precautionary measures, without any maintenance, and the embankment of Tiga Dam breaks, I'm telling you, the whole of Kano State, Jigawa State, and Bauchi State will submerge.